So, ladies and gentlemen, this is your main event of the evening. 5 3-minute rounds for the vacant GPUK as your welterweight championship. Introducing first, the challenger, fighting out of the blue corner. Please welcome Danny Nash. And his opponent, standing across the cage, fighting out of the red corner. Please welcome
main event of the evening time here at GPUK Night of the Gladiators 25. Ben Cottage alongside Dangerous David Letterby. Great action we've got here for the vacant welterweight amateur title. Danny Nash in the black and white against Matt Bonner in the blue. Season's beatings, Dave. It's the fight before Christmas.
Thanks, Ben. A beautiful takedown early doors.
Nash looking to work from the mount. Bonner really needs to try and get himself out of this situation, free his hips up a little bit, buck.
Yeah, Nash staying heavy on top. He got those double unders early, got the action to the ground, and doing well just to stay in manner. I say that. Good reversal from Matt Bonner.
Well, Matt Bonner fighting at the Supremacy Fight Academy, and we saw James Doolan from that camp earlier execute a very good game plan, very similar to this. Some nice ground and pound. The differential here is, Dave, Bonner's turning it up.
Yeah, Bonner looking very, very busy in this top position. Nash just trying to gather up one of these hands, getting one for having his feet in the fence. You can push off the fence with your feet, but you can't stick your toes through the cage. Maybe looking for a triangle, Ben.
Well, we've got to take into consideration, obviously, Dave, this being a unified amateur title fight, we are looking at 5 3-minute rounds.
Yeah, Danny Nash still very busy in the guard.
Bonner landing those nice short hammer fists from the top, Dave. Really chipping away. Nash off his back, trying to work, as you said there, Dave, but hasn't really shown that much. But as I say that now, he's trying to swim the hips up.
Yeah, Matt Bourne has been relentless on top. But credit to Danny Nash, he's kept his hips moving, Ben, and he's trying to get things going there. But he shipped a lot of shots. Nothing probably terribly concussive, but he's behind in the round, certainly in a big way. Again, Ben, you see him just trying to tie this near side arm up. What's making it difficult for him is obviously Matt Bonner's just relentlessly throwing these short shots in. But again, rides up looking for the armbar.
Swims those hips up.
He's got on the other side of the head. Just needs to curl his leg down now. It's only 10 seconds left. Matt Bonner doing the right thing and just trying to keep the posture thing, but he's extending that. There's a lot of pain. Oh, he's saved by the bell. Zach Morris, where you at? Unbelievable action here right at the end of the first round. Danny Nash, he was in a lot of trouble positionally, certainly. He was shipping a lot of shots off his back, but every now and again he'd keep tying that arm up and looking to raise the hips. And yeah, Matt Bonner's certainly got a warning there, Ben. Although he's almost certainly taken the round, he nearly lost the fight right at the end.
Exactly. I think the problem from Bonner's point of view was when that armbar came on, he initially did the right thing, stacked his man up, was doing well defending, and then I think he had the 10 seconds. He got a bit complacent in that spot, and what he did was with his other arm, he started trying to land some hammer fists, and that gave Nash the chance to explode upwards. It was only when he started trying to throw shots himself rather than fully committing to his defense did the armbar go on, and he was clearly in quite a bit of pain at the end of it. Luckily enough, he'd done the work previously in the round. He'd been able to work diligently from the top position.
Yeah, we spoke about it in previous fights, and an incident like that can change the whole outlook of the fight, because Matt Bonner was, you know, fast and furious when he's in top position, but now he's almost been subbed. Is that going to change his work rate if he does get back in top position? Oh, low blow.
Oh, a lot on that one as well.
Yeah, that was a heavy one. Excellent referee Andy Nichols just calling time there. And it could take a little while to get over this one. You heard the smack, that was flush. It's just a club full of guys looking at each other doing that face, Ben. We all know the kind of pain that Danny Nash is going through now. He does look in some discomfort over there, Ben. We'll have 5 minutes to recover. Danny Nash ready to carry on now.
Big head kick from Bonner, doesn't miss by much. It goes back to the inside leg kick there, David. Unusual for fighters. You often see him a bit gun shy if they've got a big body kick.
Oh, nice left hand. That hurt him, but Nash responds. Matt Bonner landed a nice little left hand. Seemed to wobble Danny Nash momentarily, but oh, nice little body kick. I'm surprised Danny Nash is exchanging kicks with a guy with, you know, such a huge reach advantage, but he has landed a few himself to his credit. Bonner looking for the takedown now.
Big pick up and slam.
Using that high crotch takedown, great work from Matt Bonner. And now Nash doesn't have the guard, but snaking back in there. Looking to regain full guard. The corner of Bonner just screaming for posture there, because they know his man has been in trouble before with the guard work of Danny Nash. But Nash just needs to get full guard first before he can start working.
And similar to the previous fight that we saw with the Supremacy guys, they're hammering it into their guard, no mistakes. And in essence, Dave, I mean, that's what happened at the end of that last round. He overcommitted a little bit and nearly got caught in that armbar. And it sent a message to Matt Bonner. He knows what he needs to do, but he can't let his guard down for 1 second.
No, I mean, it's the old school Helio Gracie Jiu-Jitsu, Ben. He's just waiting for his moment. You know, it's not a case of spamming these submission attempts. It's just lying in wait like a cat ready to pounce.
As you say that, Dave, some big shots coming in over the top. Shades of Chris Lieben, the cat smasher, if you will. The hammer fists are coming in from Matt Bonner. He's landing those strikes. And the good thing with this is it's making Nash think less and less and less about submissions. It's making him think more and more and more about not getting hit in the face.
Yeah, Nash not able to have any attempts of note thus far in this round.
Bonner's mixing it up nicely for me, Dave. It's not all one type of ground and pound. It's not your standard body head. He's posturing up and landing hooks. It's short hammer fists. It's jabs to the body. There's a lot coming in. And it just goes to show, we see it a lot of the time, like good fighters can do a lot of ground and pound from the guard position. Famously, you'd think of Fedor Emelianenko and Tito Ortiz as two great examples.
Here's some heavy body shots there from Matt Bonner. A good round for him.
What else you've got to look at as well as, Dave? I mean, those are round stealers, those shots to the body. That's conditioning, and that's cardio almost that you can't get back. Those shots go into the body, and it's so hard to kind of calm yourself down and regain your breath and get yourself back into that flow.
Yeah, some of those shots were going in really hard as well towards the end of the round. He really started to get some purchase on those hammer fists. Yeah, from Danny Nash's point of view, Ben, I think his corner will be saying to him that we need a finish now. You know, whether it's submission or whether it's on the feet, he's got to go for broke. Well, excuse me, we are under 5 rounds. Yeah, so yeah, my mistake. He's still got some time to work, but certainly looking at being 2 rounds in the hole, I would imagine.
Definitely. 3 straight rounds for a 48-47, you'd think.
Yeah, needs to turn the tide quickly. Again, going for that little body kick, Nash. He's landed that on a couple of occasions.
Nash, a very powerful looking individual. Real stocky frame for this weight category. Had an arm control at the top, maybe looking for a little bit of a judo through, but not able to get it. And there's that high crotch again.
Yeah, beautiful takedown. We've been in this familiar position in this fight already.
In a lot of respects, Dave, it's very similar to the fight that we saw from the other guy from the Supremacy Fight team, James Doolan. Got the takedowns and worked from the ground and pound. It's obviously a strategy that they're employing at that gym, and then you can't argue with the results that it's yielding.
No, and it shows that the sign of a good gym that they've got guys coming down here trying to work on a game plan and not just going out there and just throwing things willy-nilly. They've got an end goal in mind when the fight is going out from Supremacy MMA. I think Nash is trying to go on a Kimura there. I think he might have that Kimura grip. Difficult to see from our vantage point.
He's looking to lock it in, but Bonner, I think, stepped out of the full guard. It looks like he's moving his side control, and he has done.
A Kimura grip is so difficult, though, even if you're in full guard. I mean, the cage is not helping Nash now, but he's probably going to sweep him with it, and he does. And he could come on top now. And he could get the submission here, Ben. Oh, good work from Matt Bonner to get out of that. But Nash again showing he's a real threat on the ground.
Locking in on the single once again, seeing if he can hit that high crotch he's had so much success with. Bonner pushing his man up against the cage, but hasn't been able to really land a lot of strikes in this position. The knee is there though, and his corner is screaming for it. Instead goes for the takedown and straight into side control. That's great work for me, Dave.
Yeah, his takedowns have been on point. You know, he's got a number of takedowns, hit that high crotch a couple of times and then just dragging his man to the floor again. But again, we've seen Nash get back to the full guard.
It's funny because, I mean, Bonner's had a couple of advanced positions. He's had side control, he's had half guard, but for me, he's done his best work from the closed guard. And it's something you don't associate. A lot of fighters you look at will land the more meaningful, bigger shots as you advance through the positions. But Bonner's done a great job of making the guard work for him. And a lot of that for me, Dave, has to be the reach that he's got. The fact that he's in a lot of spots where he can hit his opponent and his opponent can't hit him.
Yeah, certainly. It's a big frame. Another decent round for him, although, was momentarily looked like he could be in some trouble with that Kimura. Decent sweep from Danny Nash for the 2. But probably looking at being 3 rounds down now, Ben, possibly. And, we mentioned it before, time is ticking away in this GPUK title fight for him.
It's great to see fighters like both these guys, Dave, getting that step between amateur and pro for me. We're talking about 5 3-minute rounds. I mean, it's the same amount of time if you go the distance that are full professional fighters. It's the great stepping stone for me from fighting for 9 minutes and then going straight into pro. It's great that the promotions now are all getting together and we're having these amateur guys fighting for 5 rounds. And it adds so much to so many fights. You look at when a lot of the bigger organizations, when the UFC first began bringing in 5-round fights that were non-title, fights completely changed. We get to see kind of what each of these guys is gonna bring in the championship rounds.
Well, this is it, and let's be honest, Matt Bonner has dominated a lot of this fight. However, arguably you could say Danny Nash has been closest to finishing it. Yeah, which it goes to show that you want to see Nash have the 5 rounds because he's still in there, and despite being possibly looking at being 3 rounds down. He's still very much in this fight, and it could still easily go either way.
Nash throws a nice short knee. Looks like he was initially trying to get a judo takedown, but there's that takedown once again. It's really served him well.
Yeah, now moving forward into mount as well. Maybe looking to take the back. No hooks in as of yet, I don't think. Difficult to see from where we are. No hooks in. Or has he just snuck that far side in, Ben? And he's peppering away, I can see. It's on our blind side.
He's working the ground and pound really well, and from that kind of turtle position like that, it's so hard, because from the guy on the bottom's point of view, 99% of those shots, Dave, you can't see coming.
No, different kettle of fish now for Nash, but he's ended up on top position.
He's done very well there.
Let's see what the top game's like on Nash. Oh, credit to Bonner sneaking out the back door, but I think Nash might be in on a single hit. It's good control from that far leg you see there from Matt Bonner. Yeah, great work from Bonner to stay on top.
And swims back round, takes the half guard, and looking to work once again.
A lot of these are sneaking through now. Referee having a word with him, and that sparks Nash into life to regain that full guard.
We've said it so many times, Dave. Might not be the most kinetic, the most aesthetic style of ground and pound, but if you're doing enough to hit the other guy and not get stood up, it's very hard to lose rounds.
Yeah, definitely. And to be fair to him, a lot of these shots have been hard in this round. Oh, and those are some hard hammer fists.
The thing with those hammer fists is, Dave, you don't need a lot of space to work them. You really don't. You don't need to get full extension on the arms.
Nash's guard's open again. Maybe looking for that Kimura again on the far side. Oh, brutal ground and pound now from Bonner.
A real clinic from the top for me, Dave.
Yeah, I'd like to see him get a little bit more posture, Ben, because he's probably been in a few spots that he didn't need to be in by having that low posture, but he really seems to have broken Danny Nash as we move into this 5th and final round. Great performance thus far from Supremacy's Matt Bonner.
For being honest, Dave, I mean, this is Bonner's fight to lose. I mean, he's been in the ascendancy realistically, short of a few submission attempts and a few sweeps. He's been in the ascendancy for the lion's share of this fight, and going into the 5th, he's got to be very confident that he's done enough to win feasibly all the rounds so far.
Yeah, definitely. And I think from Bonner's point of view, he knows the high crotch takedown's there for him if he needs it. Danny Nash hasn't really rocked him on the feet, so all he's got to do now is look at avoid it being subbed in this final round, and he's going to go home with a vacant title.
And the Supremacy guys really reinforcing what we've just said there to the fighter, Dave. They're saying you've dominated him for 4 rounds, you're 4-0 up, and they're just solidly reinforcing the fact that they just don't need him to make any mistakes. What we find is, I mean, like I say, the bigger guys, welterweights, middleweights, they still do pack that punching power, and as harder it gets to finish somebody as fights roll on, it still is there. I mean, that's the game. That's why it's so exciting. And Bonner's really got to kind of be as controlled and measured as he has, because it's quite obvious from his stance and from what's happened so far that Nash is looking to swing for the fences, teeing up that right hand a mile off.
Yeah, nice low kicks from Bonner. I can guess where we might go from this position, Ben.
Fake the ankle pick originally. Now he's back to the high crotch.
Nash going for that Kimura again. Again, the cage is going to be in his way, because what he wants to do is shrimp out to his back and move Bonner kind of over his head to the left, but the cage is in the way, so not doing any favours in positionally there.
Like I say, from any position, that hand grip is a very, very tough one. Bonner's done really well there, and he moves in a mount, it looks like, if you get that front nose half guard. But all he really needs to do, that half guard's wide open, but Nash, very hard to control, Dave, even at this late stage of the proceedings.
Yeah, credit to him, but he hasn't given up, has he, the whole fight. You know, he's tried to fight this offense the whole time and looking for a neck crank maybe there, Bonner. A camel clutch, that's old school.
And she could be happy with that one.
Nice ground and pound.
And those are the shots for me, Dave, those ones that come under the armpit. Nice roll, good work from Nash. Knew what he had to do in that situation.
Yeah, I mean, if there's no hooks, why not roll? And he's done that, he's going for that Kimura again.
That seems to be his go-to submission. Like you say, he has to make something happen at this point. Does Nash? I mean, he's been under the sword for the bulk of this fight.
Again, he's to get any real leverage on this, he's going to have to shrimp to his back like he's doing now, but there's nowhere for his opponent to go, and he's popped out again. Busy shots from Bonner.
Great work rate from Bonner this, Dave.
Yeah, he's got fantastic cardio. He's never stopped working, has he?
And we're 14.5 minutes into a 15-minute encounter.
Again, Nash regains that full guard. Not long left in this.
And Nash really struggling here, Dave. I mean, it's been the story of this fight. Relentless top control, relentless pressure from Matt Bonner. Nash has one last roll of the dice and throws the hips up, but I think Bonner's just going to hold on and try and ride it out. Armbar attempt, throws it in.
Great performance from Matt Bonner. Credit to Danny Nash, though. You know, right up until the final bell bend, looking to try the submissions, just not his night, I'd assume. And what a fantastic performance to looks like it's going to pick up this title here at GPUK.
Eyes the center, please. Ladies and gentlemen, what about? Let's hear it from these two great fighters tonight. And after 5 hard-fought rounds, we go to our judges this evening. With a unanimous decision, your winner and new GPUK champion in the red corner, Nash Bonner. And let's hear for his opponent. Let's give a round of warm welcome again to Danny Nash. So ladies and gentlemen, we hope that you've enjoyed yourselves here tonight at Night of Gladiators 25. We will be back in 2016 on March 26th here at Glee Club in Hanley. And until then, from everyone here at GPUK, from Ross Poynton, Michael, from the Ringos, our medics, our referees, judges, our commentators,